Hello everyone, welcome to Java Talent. In this today video tutorial, we are going to cover like Spring Boot SSL example using Spring Boot 3 with the SSL bundle. So let's start with the quickly. There is some theory I can cover, not much, but yeah, from the program perspective, I will demonstrate. Like if you remember, like in every web server website, you see that the HTTP and HTTPS. So whenever we want our URL to be secure, so here we are using this SSL mechanisms. So what is the SSL? Basically the SSL stands for socket layer, secure socket layer. So it is the standard security technology used to establish the encryption between server and the client typically, and it ensures that the data what we are just sending through that data should be remains private on the browsers or web servers. So like what is why means we have to use this SSL mechanism. So there is the three scenarios that which we have to use the SSL. So one is data encryption. So it encrypts the data transmitted between the server and the client. It ensures that the sensitive information like login credentials and everything will be secure. And then the second is authentication. So authentication basically it will provides the ensuring the data like whatever the data we are sending to the right server, it goes to the right server and not to the imposer like trying to steal the information. So there is the some in hackers in between that might be uh, access your website. So that's the case. Data integrity, like it is ensured that the data being transmitted to this not being altered or not being transferred. It will go directly to the client, like which the data which we are just passing, it will provide the data integrity. So how SSL works? So there is the two types, the working mechanisms for this SSL. So one is handshake process. So handshake process is like when we are just sending the connect to the web servers, then we have to send the copy of the SSL certificate to the browser, and then browser checks that whether it is a trusted server or not using that SSL certificate, and then server sends back the digital signed acknowledgement to start the SSL encryption things, and then the servers then encrypted data is shared between the browser and server. Second mechanism is SSL certificates. So like there is the two scenario, one is self signed certificates and one is CA signed certificates. So self signed certificates are not verified by trusted certificate authority, and it is usually used to testing purpose. But when it comes to the CA signed certificates, it can be issued by the trusted certificate authorities, and they provide the higher information, higher level of trust, and which are suitable for the production use. Okay, so let's see what are the dependency we are going to use in our today video tutorial. So one is like a Spring Web to make our web service as RESTful API, and then Lombok ThemeLeaf. ThemeLeaf just wanted to show you one home page kind of thing, and then Spring Dev Tools, like this is the Spring Dev Tools dependency is optional. If you want you can use, otherwise you can ignore it. So Spring Dev Tools dependency, which if you are using that, there is no need to restart your services, it will be automatically pick the changes and then it will do that part. I will show one example on that as well, simple change. These are the application properties which I am going to use in our class today. So one is like server SSL key store password and store type, then alias. So I am going to make a name of that SSL certificate as keystore.p12, and like that Java Talent, which will be password for that. Type is this, and the name of alias is like my SSL key. And these are the things for this theme leaf prefix. These are the templates, and then these are the suffix which I am going to use like HTML and something. I will not going to give any prefix for that. So whichever the value which is class part templates, it will take that. And prerequisite to this video is, you know, that as usual whatever the video I am covering, that the JDK and everything is Java and Spring Boot. So JDK and IntelliJ on any other ID you can use, Maven build dependency management tool. And there is the one new things here, Java key tool, which I am going to use to generate the SSL certificates. This is the command which I am going to use, and then this key tool is basically inbuilt in the JDK. So that's do not need to bother about you. So let's start with the actual development part. So now I'm going to create one project called Spring Boot SSL example. And maven tool I am going to use 21, the version which I am using for the Java. And here what I have told you, these are the dependency: Spring Web for RESTful API, Lombok, and Dev Tools, and theme leaf. So theme leaf, I'm not sure which it could be find here, because that's the dynamic. We have to add that because that is not in build dependency here. So that's I will add later once your project is ready. So let me create that project. You can see here I have enabled this Java Google formatting. So that's the pretty much format all the stuffs for you. If you want, you can just add it. It is the very simple things. Now your project is created. Now let's start. So basically I'm going through the structure here. So if you see the project structure, like this is the structure that what it has been generated. So let me add that quickly, the theme leaf dependency here. I can just grab from one of the project here which I have just tested it out. So this one, let me add it here. So okay, that's fine. It is very simple from the coding perspective, just you need to understand what we are going to do here. So now I need to create my HTML pages over here. So that's one file I'm going to use as index.html. Okay, I will add the code over here just to understand that the page is loading onto the browser. That's it. Coming to this portion of this properties, what are the properties I have to add? The name of the application, and from the PPT I can grab that value. For you, what are the properties I have to add here? So just I can take it over here. So this is the key store, and then that is the value I am going to use for configuring my SSL in my project. So let's start the command prompt from where I have to generate the SSL key value. So my project is under this e project Spring Boot directory stuff. So I will do e project Spring Boot, and I think the name of the project it should here Spring Boot example. Spring Boot SSL example. So this is the place from where I have to generate these things. Okay, so I have to go to that, means I just wanted to generate to the resources folder under the resources. So I need to go to their src main resources. So in the resources folder I will generate that. So that's why okay, let me go from here. Okay, so I am in the resources directory. From here I will generate that tools. So let me copy that code over here. I will describe what it is doing here. So basically if you see that key tool which is the tool which I am going to run over here. Okay, and this is the gen key pair, and this is the alias for my SSL certificate, which is my SSL key name. If you understand, the name here is I am going to use this key store.p12, that is the name of my certificate. So server.ssl key store, what are the properties I have given here? If you see first one, it indicates that the location of the file, means where I am locating this my key store dot p12, which has the SSL certificate. Another one is the password. What is the password I am going to give for that SSL generated key? And then the store type, what type of a store I am going to use, that indicates it, and then the name of that alias. Okay, so now let me run that. So if I can run over here, it will generate. See, it is asking for the password. I'm going to give the password as Java Talent, which is my channel name. Okay, so I just need to reconfirm the password. Same thing. It will ask some of the details for you, like what is your first and last name. I am going to give Java Talent only. What is the name of your organization? So Java Talent only. If you want, you can just change it. Organizational unit, I am going to give all same thing for me. If you want, you can change it. What is the location? So basically I am in Delhi NCR. So Delhi. What is the name of your state? So Delhi is Delhi. It is the and what is the two letter of the country code? So basically we are in India, so I'm going to use India. So it is asking that the what are the information I have provided, all the details over here. It is asking that it is correct, no or yes. I am going to give yes. See, it generated this key pair self-signed certificate for me with the validity of 3650 days, what I have given over here. So this is the days of validity, number of days, and with these details is like CN and everything, like whatever details. Now if you see your structure, you must see that the file of that certificates has been generated over here, keystore.p12, right? So it has been generated over there. Now I need to take that. I'm just going to copy paste this code for the HTML file. You can just take only your example. It will simple as it, and do not much bother about this HTML because I am not going to do anything. Just the printing the stuff with ThemeLife library. That's it. If you want, you can just elaborate something from the front end side. Here, see, I am just going to print welcome to Java channel and then Spring Boot SSL example. This is the paragraph, and these are the some CSS style sheets which I am going to use for that. If you want, I can show you what's the page will look like. So this is the page will look like over here, and this will come when we run the program. So key command, if you want to see that what is the key tool command, you can just Google it. You will find the much more like how we have to generate that key pair, how we have to export it, how can import it, list of key store entries, generate the CSR like certificate signing request, and then the change of keys to password. So that you can just grab it. So I just you have to just type key tool command, so it will give you all the things. Now let's see, I'm just closing this one, but otherwise you will confuse like where their application is running from, local or not. So that's the case. Now I'm going to use the controller. That's the simple step, one simple controller I am going to create. Not going to make any packages over here because only one class I am going to write, and that's the home controller. So I'm going to make it as just the controller class. Okay, I'm just mapping the root URL to the index.html page basically. So if you see public simple string message, nothing else, a string index, and just returning one message. This is the index page, what I was telling, that it will map to that. And if you see, we have configured the suffix for my theme leaf pages. So prefix I have given that class path template slash, means whatever there in that some templates folder, pick that file, that is my prefix, and this is my suffix, means .html page I am going to grab. So that's the extension is index.html. Okay, that's fine. Now I have to make it as at the rate get mapping, and I'm not going to much bother about just the slash, just the URL whatever you will type localhost dot the port number. One more thing, that's there is no any additional change I have to do. That's it. Our our program is ready. But for sake of my application to run, because my Oracle is using 8080 default port, I am going to forcefully change this port for this application. You do not need to change it if you do not have anything for that 8080 port. You can simply use this 808 default one and you can grab that, right? So if you see that, let me once again show you that pom.xml file. What are the dependency we have added? There is the only three dependencies: see, starter web, themeleaf, and then devtools. Nothing else. Lombok, it is optional, and devtools is also optional. Only two things, right? So let's run this application. If you run this application, so earlier, whenever you are running your applications with the local host, means locally, you do not need to much bother about HTTP or HTTPS. Now, if you hit the URL of HTTP for that local host, let's see what is happening, because we are going to secure our URL now for this time, right? So my application is running under 8081 port. So let me put it localhost 8081. I have not given any value, right? So what will happen? See, we are getting that bad request. This combination of the host and port requires TLS, right? It is asking me to provide the TLS things which we have configured in our application. So TLS is nothing but it is a transport layer security, which is cryptographic protocol that provides the secure communication over the network, right? So let's do one thing, just manipulate this request to make it as HTTPS, right? Because we have given it securely to this one. 1 second. We have given the wrong name, no worry. HTTPS, it's a typo mistake. See, now it is saying that not secure, your connection isn't private. That's what I am requesting. I am go ahead and then continue to my local host, unsafe. See, our application is running. I am able to grab that page over here, right? So it was not HTTP, it is HTTPS now. You are able to see that, right? Okay. So this is what for the today video I just wanted to show you guys, because it's the simple things, and if you implemented these in your applications, you might be understand that why we have to secure our browser. That's it for today. Please subscribe my channel. If you like the videos, please share it. Thank you so much for your time.